Hello there. This is the second video solving IGCSE Mathematics past paper 2019 major. So for today, the first question, it says the probability that Andrei cycle to school is R. Write down in terms of R the probability that Andrei doesn't cycle to school. So this one, it's a matter of like, there is no calculation here. The probability to cycle R, so the probability not cycle. It is just 1 minus R. Because the total probability for anything, it is just 1. So if the probability to cycle R, the probability not is 1 minus R. The second question, it says the probability that Benoit does not cycle to school is 1.3 minus R. This is another person. And the probability that both Andrei and Benoit do not cycle to school is 0.4. So complete the equation. That means since it is independent probability, we are going to multiply the two probabilities. So the result will be 0.4, obviously given to you. So what do we do here? 1 minus R times 1.3 minus R is equal to 0.4. That is answer. The next question, it says, show that this equation simplifies and gives you this result. Which equation? The product of the two. This is binomial expansion, but is equal to 0.4. So when you do that, first of all, we need to bring the two equations together here. Let's do that. Therefore, here is the equation, which is 1 minus R times 1.3 minus R equal to 0.4. Then what did I do here? This one will multiply each of them. The one will multiply 1.3, which is 1.3 as this, and again the one will multiply R. So 1 times negative R will be negative R. Again, negative R will multiply each of them. Negative R times 1.3 will be negative 1.3 R. And again, negative R times negative R will be plus R square. At this point, we can multiply each of the term by 10. The reason, because there are decimals here. Look, 1.3, here 1.3, here also 0.4. Each of the decimals, we can write the denominator over 10 over 10, then multiply by 10, or as it is, we can multiply by 10, all of them. So when you multiply by 10, the whole, each of the term, when you do that, let's multiply by 10. When you do that, 10 times 1.3 will be 13, minus 10R, minus 13R, plus 10R square, is equal to 4. Therefore, the largest or the maximum degree is, the highest degree is 10R square. Let's make it at first, 10R square. Then next, the two together, both of them are negative, so negative 13R. And finally, this 4 will be shifted to the right direction, and then it will be subtracted. So 13 minus 4 will be just plus 9, is equal to 0. Nothing left from the right side. The 4 comes and subtracted because its family is here, constant. 13 minus 4 will be. So finally, we have got the equation. What's asked? We are asked to get this equation. We are asked to show how this equation comes. This is a way. Okay, let us continue to the next one. The next question, it says, solve by factorization. This is quadratic equation. So to solve by factorization, we need to think of two numbers. Let us think of two numbers, product AC, and sum, which is the middle term, B. Remember, the A means the coefficient of R square. So that 10 times 9, product, 10 times 9. 10 is the A and the 9 is the C, which is 90. And the sum is the middle term, which is negative 23. So which numbers will be multiplied gives you 90, and when you add them, they will give you negative 23. These numbers, obviously, they are 18 and negative 5. Multiply them, you will get positive 90, and when you add them, negative 23. Therefore, these two numbers will be substituted in place of negative 23R. We are going to substitute these two numbers. So let's do it, and let us see what will happen. It will be 10R square minus 5R minus 18R plus 9 is equal to 0. Then group 2, and then take out common. Therefore, After grouping the first two terms together and the last two terms together, let us see common. What's common for these first two terms? It is 5r. 5r is common for both. Then what left in the bracket? 2r left, minus 1. Nothing left here. Again, for these two, there is 9 common, but negative 9. Let's take out negative 9. Then what left? 2r minus 1 left again. Is equal to 0. Still, we need to observe what's common here in these two. The common is 2r minus 1. 2r minus 1 is common because the bracket is a common one. So what left in bracket? Again, in another bracket, 5r minus 9 is equal to 0. Then what does this mean? We have two possibilities now. 2r minus 1 is equal to 0. That means when you reshuffle and shift and solve it, the r value will be 1 over 2. This is one answer. And the other one, 5r minus 9 is equal to 0, because the product of the two is equal to 0 means we can take either of the two are 0. 2r minus 1 is equal to 0, one possibility, and the other possibility is 5r minus 9 is equal to 0. So when you solve this one also, the r value will be 9 over 5. Done. This is what we are asking. Okay, when you go to the next question, it says find the probability that Benoit doesn't cycle to school. Remember, in the previous page, we have seen that the probability that Benoit doesn't cycle to school is 1.3 minus r. So which r will be taken from here? There are two r's here. One of the r is just 1 over 2. We have got it already here. One of the r is 1 over 2 and the other r is, as you see, it is 9 over 5. But this is impossible. The reason r cannot be greater than 1. The maximum probability is 1 already. So r cannot be greater than 1. It has to be less than 1. So this means 0.5, but this is like 1.8. So this will be, we can ignore it. Therefore, when you come back to our question now, it says find the probability that Benoit doesn't cycle to school. The probability doesn't cycle. So the probability of Benoit not cycle, we have given already 1.3 minus r. But which r will be taken? As I said before, 1.3 minus 0.5. 1 over 2 means 0.5. When you subtract, it's going to be 0.8. The probability that Benoit doesn't cycle to school is 0.8. Done. Let's go to the next question. Okay, when we proceed to the next question says the equation of a straight line is given to you here. That is 2y is equal to 3x plus 4. Then find the gradient. Normally equation of line will be written y is equal to mx plus b4. This is slope intercept form of equation of line. So once the y is equal to mx plus b form written, the m, which is the coefficient of x, we call it the slope. The slope means the gradient. So we need to write this equation in that form. What's given here is 2y is equal to 3x plus 4. So to write in that form, we need to divide each of the term by 2 to make the y alone. As you see here in this standard form, the y is the subject alone here. Therefore, y is equal to 3 over 2x plus 2. So the slope will be the coefficient of x, as you said. Therefore, the slope or the gradient is going to be 3 over 2. Or 1.5, you can write it. 3 divided by 2 will be 1.5. Okay, next. The next question says find the coordinate of the point where the line crosses the x-axis. The coordinate of the point where the line crosses the x-axis means the y-intercept. We are asked to find the y-intercept. The y-intercept means, okay, the point where the line crosses the y-axis. How to find? Put in place of x 0. Put x is equal to 0 and then get the y. First of all, we say the equation of the line y is equal to 3 over 2x plus 2. Therefore, when you substitute 0 in place of x, it will be y is equal to 3 over 2 times 0 plus 2. That means this is 0, so y is equal to 2 left. Therefore, find the coordinate. The coordinate point will be 0, 2. When you substitute in place of x 0, we have got the y value 2. So this is the point where the line crosses the y-axis. Okay, let's go to the next question. In this question, what does it say? The diagram shows a straight line. So find the equation of the line. First of all, this line passes through here. This point is 0,6. And the other point here it is 3. That means 3,0. If the point is found on the x-axis, the second order necessarily will be 0. If the point is found on the y-axis, the first order necessarily will be 0. By the way, the 6 is the y-intercept. Previously, we said the equation of the line is general form, or slope-intercept form of equation of line is y is equal to mx plus b. The m is the gradient, and the b here, the constant b, is the y-intercept. So this time our b is 6. B is 6 because clearly it's visible, the point where the line crosses the y-axis. Therefore, to find the slope, we can apply slope formula. We have 2 points already. If this point is like x1, y1, we can take this one as x2, y2. In any order, doesn't matter. Therefore, the gradient or the slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Change in y over change in x, which is y2 means 0 minus 6, the whole over 3 minus 0. That is negative 6 over 3. So the slope will be negative 2. Okay, we have the slope and we have the y-intercept already. Now everything we have, we can substitute, and the equation of the line will be y is equal to, the slope is negative 2x plus 6. Done. Okay, the gradient, we have got it by applying y2 change in y over change in x formula, and the y-intercept we read from the graph, or yeah, it's visible on the graph as you see. It crosses the y-axis at a point 6, so that is the y-intercept. Done. When you go to the next question, it says find the equation of the line which is perpendicular to this line and passes through this point. Okay, first of all, this line, the slope is negative 2, but now we are trying to find another line, but which is perpendicular to that. Remember, there is one rule. If two lines, let's say L1 is perpendicular to L2, means if L1 has slope 1 and L2 has a slope 2, what does this imply? The product of the two slope will give us negative 1. Or if the two lines are perpendicular, okay, if the first slope is like 2, the second will be negative 1 over 2. Like take the reciprocal or the negative of the reciprocal of it. So our line, the slope will be m1 is already negative 2, the previous line. Remember, this is the previous line. Now our m2, okay, it will be 1 over 2, because the negative of the reciprocal of it. When you negate negative 2, it will be positive, and take the reciprocal, it will be 1 over 2. So we have slope, here it is, and we have also a point. The line passes through the point 9,3, it says. We are asked to find equation of the line which is perpendicular to the line L. The line L is the previous line. Its slope negative 2. Therefore, using slope and point, how to find equation of line? Here is the formula. Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. This is the formula to find equation of line if the point x1, y1 are given to you and the slope also there. This point we can take it as x1, y1, and the slope we got it already. Therefore, let us replace y minus what y1 it is 3 is equal to 1 over 2 in bracket x minus 9. Then multiply by 2 both sides. The reason to remove this 1 over 2, when you multiply, it will be 2y minus 6 is equal to, this one you need to multiply by 2. I multiplied each of them. This one also, when you multiply by 2, the 2 cancel the denominator to here. So it will be x minus 9. Therefore, collect it. When you collect, in any order you can collect and write it. It's going to be x minus 2y, then the negative 6 also will come, which is negative minus 3, is equal to 0. You can write it in this way or slope-intercept form. Anyways, the main point, we are asked to find equation of line which is passing through y 9,3. We can take this point as x1, y1, but to get the slope, the hint, it says it is perpendicular to the previous line that we have got it. Let's continue to the next one. The next question here, it says A is a point, it says A is a point 8,5 and B is a point negative 4,1. Calculate the length. The point A is 8,5 and the point B is negative 4,1. Remember, there is one rule. If we have 2 points, let's say P1 as x1, y1, and P2, let's say x2, y2, Therefore, the length between P1 and P2, or the distance between them, the length means the distance between P1 and P2. It can be found as x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. That is the formula. Therefore, we can take this one as x1 y1, the A point, and the B point we can take as x2 y2. Therefore, the distance between the two is equal to the square root of, take the difference, 8 minus 4. By the way, not necessarily x2 minus x1. You can take x1 minus x2 also. So 8 minus, okay, well, I'm subtracting in this direction. I'm moving in this way, it's okay. 8 minus negative 4. Negative negative will be plus 4, you know. The whole square plus again 5 minus 1. The whole square. Put everything in the square root. This is the same as 8 plus 4 is 12. Square it. 144 plus 5 minus 1, it is 4. Square it, 16. Then when you add them, it will be 160 in the square root. Then you can use calculator. When you extract it, it's going to be 12.6. That is the length between the 2 points A and B. Okay, very good. The next question, find the coordinate of the midpoint. Again, for the same point. The point are, the A is, let's check it, 8, 5 and negative 4, 1. Okay. Eight, 5, the A, and the B is negative 4, 1. Again, let me remind you, like, let me recall one point here. If we have a line segment having end point, one of the end point if it is x1, y1, and the other end point if it is x2, y2, then the midpoint formula, what to do to find the midpoint? Just add the first orders and divide by 2. x1 plus x2 the whole over 2, and the other also the same manner, y1 plus y2 the whole over 2. This is midpoint formula. Therefore, we are asked the midpoint here. So the midpoint will be 8 plus negative 4, then the whole over 2, comma, and 5 plus 1 the whole over 2, which is the midpoint will be 8 plus negative 4, you know, it's 4. 4 over 2 will be 2, and 5 plus 1, 6 over 2, which is 3. So this is the midpoint between the 2 points. So this is the second video for today. That is enough. We'll come back with the third video. In the next video, we'll try to complete the remaining questions. But don't forget to subscribe, because there will be more videos will be prepared. Thank you for watching.